I think a classic example of the kind of thing that this book takes into consideration, that allows people to really understand the deep heroism and strength of communist revolutionary history, and then of course, also considering the weaknesses and flaws within that process. A classic example that for me stood out in my book was the history of the Scottsboro Boys, right? So the 9 Scottsboro Boys who were going to be lynched as children for being falsely accused of raping 2 white women on a train in Alabama in the United States during the Great Depression, when poor white and black people were hobos, right? So they would jump the trains because they had to get from town to town looking for work without paying. So that's integration 101, right? So the point though is that in that context of racist exploitation and super exploitation and mass poverty in the South, and the racist attack on these young black boys became a global fight. So with my interest in the Caribbean, I wanted to see how the fight to defend the Scottsboro Boys played out in places like Cuba and Haiti. And that's where you find out that black working people in Haiti were willing to risk being locked up to participate in protests to defend the Scottsboro Boys in the United States. Yeah, this early civil rights case went viral in the 1930s before there was, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And it just, how did people then who don't have any of the technology that we have now to communicate end up finding out about these questions and acting on such conviction? And we have all the tools now and don't nearly show that level of international solidarity around questions of substance when you're fighting against, this capitalist system. So part of me for the book is simply that because I live in the world today and I see the potential of young people, but I also see the defeat of so much of what was fought for, generations ago. Part of what it is that I'm trying to do is give young people today a whole new set of options of historical figures and groups to look at, to think through more clearly what freedom needs to look like in the future.